Yo, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys checking in. We're hitting you guys on a Sunday. And we got a game tomorrow, Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. We're going to break this thing down. Appreciate some of y'all that tapped in with me earlier today. Did a live. Just wanted to talk about a couple topics, but I kind of left the Monday night matchup for tonight. Want to jump on here with my guy, Severe. Kind of talk about that. And just so you guys know, this is the last live that we will be without Chris. He will make his appearance on Wednesday. He's going to come back fresh from his vacation, and he's enjoying life. That's all we got to say. He is enjoying life. Shout out to Chris.
Living it up.
Yeah, he is. Man, more than most of us, man. But shout out to Chris. But real quick, one thing I will say is, and I'll try to share the screen real quick. We're going to go over the Cowboys game, just kind of honestly what we want to see. What do we expect? Really, just do we think we have a chance based on what our offense and defense looks like, based on them? Obviously, on paper, there's a lot to be kind of talked about, and we're going to kind of break this thing down. I'm going to pick up the injury report. We'll talk about that. If we kind of wrap through that whole thing at the very end, we might just take some questions. If you guys got something you guys want to hit us with, we'll kind of rock out that way. But what I will do is I'm going to share the screen real quick, and just so you guys know, I'm going to hit the window. Bang. So there is an entry going right now. So for some of y'all that tapped in with me earlier today, I was at the Westgate Sportsbook, placing some bets, doing all those things, and I decided to rock out two parlays and be like, look, if I hit one of these two parlays in the Raider War Room, we're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. And I was able to actually, you know what? It pissed me off. And chat, we're going to get to you in just a second. It pissed me off. I should have hit both of them. So the first parlay for you. So the first parlay that I hit, it's actually I pushed on one of the legs. So even with a push, it's still a win. But I had Green Bay to cover 7 over the Giants, which they covered 7, so it was just a push.
That was close. That was close. Early. That was close. Jameis was in his bag, man.
I was so pissed off. I was sitting there looking at all the games. I'm like, why didn't I just pick this one? Why didn't I pick this one? I was sweating the goddamn thing. So, and then I had Carolina to cover 4 points, which they ended up covering in overtime.
Yeah.
And then I had
they won.
Yeah. And then the worst thing that could have happened was them going to overtime. Yeah. I wish that they would have let the Falcons go down in regulation, kick the field goal. They win by 3. I still cover 4.
Exactly.
But it went to overtime. I'm like, God damn it, Falcons get the ball. They're going to go down and score a goddamn touchdown. I don't cover. I was going to be so pissed. But the Carolina Panthers, they covered +4. And then I had the over 46.5, the Bucks and the Bucks and the Bills.
That was a great game. That was a great game.
Yeah, hell of a game. And so hit that one. So I was like, you know what? Even though one was a push, it's still a win. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do a little bit of giveaway. So stick around to the end. As long as you put a comment in the chat, you're automatically entered in. When we're done, I'll pick it up on the big screen, hit that draw button. It'll automatically just pick up a winner. And whoever's the winner, I'll give you my email address. Just email me. I'll shoot you out the giveaway, man. We'll have a little bit of fun. Doesn't matter what channel you're on. You can be on mine, Severe's. Doesn't matter. As long as your name pops up, we're going to have a little bit of fun, man. The other one was a 3-leg parlay, and it was anytime touchdown. Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Bijan Robinson. James Cook scored. Bijan scored.
Oh, yeah, Josh.
Josh Jacobs went out like beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah. Dang.
And he had two goal line carries early in the first that he wasn't able to get in. Oh, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. So that's betting for you. Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. I would have for sure thought Josh was gonna get one. Because he went out for a while, and I know Jordan Love went out for a little while too. Malik Willis, he came in there, he kept the offense going.
Yeah, so. And what's so funny is Josh Jacobs screwed me on a bet like 2 weeks ago. I want to say it was a Sunday night game. He screwed me because I had his over in yards, and for some reason his backup just kept getting carries. They just kept sitting him. They just kept sitting Josh Jacobs for some goddamn reason, and I didn't get his over on carries, but
Yeah.
or on yards. But we got one. And so, look, at the end of this, stick around. We're going to talk about Cowboys. We're going to chop it up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm going to hit that draw button. Whatever name pops up, that's going to be the giveaway winner. Have a little bit of fun, man. Share the wealth. I hit a little bit of parlay. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So, appreciate it rocking with us. Robert Pena in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Chewy in the building as well. What's happening, man? Jason, I hope I don't know you too much. I'm just playing. I'm playing, Jason. I know what you meant. I'm playing. DK, what's going on, man? Daniel Kim in the building. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Franklin Skinner, what's happening, man? Raider Ryan in the building as well. No, man. I never know how to put it together, but know the Sloclin.
No, the Sloclin.
Sloclin. Yeah, man. I can never put it together. Hey, it's been a long day. I was at the Westgate Sportsbook at like 7:30.
Sipping early.
Early. Oh, I started out early. Like, I had people peer pressure me in the chat to chug my beer. I'm like, calm down, people. It was a good time, though. Hey, shout out to Leo. Leo showed up.
Oh, yeah.
His boy, Leo, and then, Raiders Against the World. I'm blanking on the guy's name.
Talking about, what's my guy's name?
I know. But
from Autumn Windbags.
No.
The other guy.
Yeah, using Bakersfield.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Shout out to him.
A
couple other people
too. Sure, right. I was thinking Juan Soto, but yeah.
yeah. And so, and man, handful of people. Spicy Raiders. She showed up. We were all chilling, hanging out, and all of us were kind of just chopping it up. It was a good time. So shout out to everybody that pulled up. TK in the building as well. What's going on? LS, what's happening, man? Good seeing you in the building.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, man. Me and Leo, we started off a little bit of a firestorm and on Raiders IG, man, because I made some comments in our chat.
Of course you did.
I made some comments in our chat, and then Leo, I don't care. Leo posted it. And I just talked about how Travion over, how they had the game on Sunday night, and then they had the game on Thursday. And over those two games, he put up more rushing touchdowns in 5 days than Genty has over the course of the entire season. And, how he only has 3 starts, and I think he's like 48 total yards behind him. Already put up 1 more rushing touchdown, only 1 less total touchdown. And then people were, because, I was like, man, whatever the excuses are.
O-line. That's part of the
whatever the excuses are is the answer to your question. Why we shouldn't draft a running back at 6. Like, we don't have any weapons. They all have weapons. Oh, yeah, but then maybe we shouldn't draft a running back at 6. Oh, well, come on, look at their offensive line. Well, yeah, that's why you don't draft a running back. Like, whatever your excuse is, that just leads me right back to the same premise. This is why you don't draft a running back at 6.
Severe's just stirring the pot with truth, though. You're just stirring the pot, but with a little bit of truth in there.
LS, he's second. He's second. He's second in odds now behind Emeka. And if Emeka keeps getting hurt, obviously Dart is hurt. I know he's second behind Dart, I think. He's second behind Dart. Second behind Dart in odds.
Rookie of the year?
Yeah, for offensive rookie of the year. So he went from I forgot what the odds were, but he's now second behind Dart. Dart stays hurt. It's really a 3-man race. It's Dart and Emeka and him. And if he keeps doing what he's doing, obviously, because Patriot fans everywhere are like, oh my God, it's about time this dude is getting but they've been calling for it all season. And it wasn't happening. And it almost looked like a Derrick Henry, Deion Lewis situation in Tennessee where Vrabel just isn't going to play the rook any meaningful minutes because he's not playing Kyle Williams any meaningful minutes. The only real rookie that's getting playing time is the Will Campbell. So it almost looked like a situation like that. So, but now he has no choice. And what does he do over the course of those games? 5 touchdowns over 2 games. So it's like, all right, now you kind of have to play him.
Yeah. And I was talking to Leo about this earlier, right? There's a very distinct difference between when you see Genty versus Travion Henderson. Travion Henderson, man, just he the quickness that he has in the backfield, the quickness that he has to get from basically from the backfield, plant that outside foot, and he's upfield so quick.
You saw it on that touchdown. The first touchdown.
Yeah.
Where he got the guys in the backfield. He makes the guy miss. And a touchdown. It's like, well, like that's what you want to see out of I wouldn't even pick him in the first round, but that's kind of what you want to see out of a guy, especially if you draft him at 6.
Yeah, 100%. And look, that it is what it is. Like I mean, Trayvon Henderson, he's having some breakout games, stuff like that, and Genty, yes,
This is his week.
It's his week. You got
because
the offensive line,
Yeah.
and the thing is, it's severe, like what you're saying. It's like, but that's exactly why you don't pick a running back number 6 is because of the offensive line. But real quick, remember, everybody else, as long as you put a comment in, don't matter what channel you're on, we got 20 entries so far. At the end of this, because we hit a little bit of parlay earlier today, celebrating Raider Nation, we're going to do a little bit of giveaway, have a little bit of fun. So stick through. We're going to chop it up about this Cowboys game and have a little bit of fun. But Brandon in the building, what's going on, man? Sacktown in the building as well. What's happening?
Sacktown.
Daniel, what's going on, man? What up, Jeff? Let's see. Chewy, man, I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. You going to win again? You won my last one, man, so shout out to him.
Yeah.
He's trying to just reel it all for himself. That's what he's doing.
Raiderfield Chris won when we were in Bakersfield, right? I think Raiderfield Chris won.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. So let's see. Rick, what's happening, man? Good seeing you up in here. Let's see. Alakam. That sucks. Josh Gibbs didn't get one. I know. It was so close, too. God damn it.
Yeah, he was.
Let's see. Oh, we look like we got a little bit of Cowboy fan. What's going on, Jose? What's happening? I see you in here.
Hey, I hate the Cowboys, but it is what it
is. Let's see. All right. Jeff throwing a super chat out there, man. Shout out to you, man. It's a battle. It's just a battle in our chat already. So, Chill Ray in the building as well. What's going on? Herman, what's happening, man? I appreciate you popping in here. Let's see. And we got Edrar Pope as well. What's going on, man? I've had Travion Henderson in fantasy all season. Yeah. Man, he has pretty much set me up to win the league. If he keeps this up.
That's all you've been seeing on Twitter. Is like all the people that held on to him, they're like, oh my God. I didn't know it was going to ever happen for me. And I held on to him and I held out. And then these past few weeks, and then you got the people that's like, oh man, I had him on my bench this game. Like, damn it. Then you got the people that's like, man, I just cut him on Friday because I needed some more production, and then bam, then he explodes 2 games in a row. So, depending on if you were a hodl, shout out to the people that do crypto. If you were a hodl, or if you cut him, you either jackpot or are you feeling pretty upset this week.
I'm telling you, I mean. Yeah, I in one of my fantasy leagues, I was basically stashing Travion Henderson, just waiting for him to get his opportunity. He finally got it, and I'm in first place in my fantasy league, and he's helping me out with that. So, no complaints over here, without question. But shoot, let's get into this Cowboys game. Let's chop this thing up. I'm gonna bring up the injury report. We're gonna take a look at that, and then we're gonna kind of just take a look, offense, defense. What do we expect out of both sides of the football? And obviously we can talk about the offensive line as well. I talked a little bit about this morning in my own live, but definitely want to get Severe's take on it as well. Was waiting for the deep dive of this game for tonight. So let me share the screen right quick. If you guys can see it, I might be able to. Let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit, and I'll scroll up and down. If you guys can see it, so basically, we're fairly healthy. Obviously, Colton Miller, you got the guys that are on IR, right? But you got Tyler Lockett, he's full. Cody Lindenberg, he's full. He was limited, did not practice throughout the week. Aiden O'Connell, full participant, but he is ruled out, and I think he's eligible to possibly come back. I think it's next week.
I believe so.
And I think, because there's that 3-week window.
Yeah.
And I don't know when they actually activated him. That might be next week, that 3-week window. And if they don't activate him on that 3-week window, then he's done for the season.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that and just kind of see how does that play any role as to whether or not, Geno Smith, he's a step his ass up. But Dylan Parham looks like he's a full participant. He's going to be a full go, potentially playing that left tackle, that left guard spot. Isaiah Paul-Mao, he's full. Dylan Labe, he's full. We're ready to rock. So fairly healthy across the board, which is good. Let me kind of scroll down a little bit. And then we got the Dallas Cowboys. Not sure if you guys can see, but they're basically the only one. Solomon Thomas did not participate. He's out. Everybody else is somewhat. You got Elijah Clark, Ajani Cornelius. They're questionable. Probably game time decision. Tyler Smith, game time decision. Looks like Perrion Winfrey, questionable game time decision. I don't know them enough, to be dead honest with you, to know if any of these bigger names are starters at all. Let me see. Severe, do you know if any of these guys that are questionable are actual starters to watch out for?
I don't believe so. Let me see. None of those guys are starters. No, not that I can see. I don't believe any of those guys are starters.
They don't sound like starters, but
yeah. I mean,
I could be wrong.
We are going to miss out. Oh, maybe Malik Hooker.
Malik Hooker?
Maybe Malik Hooker. Yeah.
Okay.
But he was on IR, but I think he was a starter entering the season. So, Dante Fowler's full. So I think yeah. I don't even think Solomon Thomas isn't a starter. Solomon Thomas revenge game, but we're missing out on that.
Jesus!
No,
everybody gets a revenge game on us, which is wild. So look, we look like we're pretty healthy for the most part. Again, the biggest question mark was Dylan Parham. He's going to be playing. We'll talk about the O-line in just a second. Cowboys seem to be fairly healthy. It's going to be, it's going to be a matchup with some healthy players. So we'll kind of see how that works out. And so we're going to go back up to the big screen. And Severe, man, just give a shout out to this super chat, man, from LS.
Yes, sir. I don't know anything. Oh, well, I don't know anything I don't have anything to say, but I just hit $400 on a Jameson Williams first touchdown. I thought I'd share the love. Top 3 is still alive. Quentin Williams is going to chew us up and spit us out tomorrow. Yeah, man, that is Quentin Williams. Man, everybody knows, man, the year we took Cleveland Farrell, my favorite player in that draft class, even above Nick Bosa, my favorite player in that draft class was Quentin Williams. So, and we just missed out on picking him.
Just missed out. We just missed out on picking a lot of goddamn people. Jesus Christ. Jason, I just picked up Shador. Jesus Christ.
Man, hey, look, it's not a bad bet, man. At this point, man, it's getting to a point where it's making Stefanski look bad. It's making people question Stefanski, not just as a coach, but just as a person. Like,
but did Dylan go down though? Because we were all chopping it up talking, and next thing I turn around and I'm looking at the big screen, and Leo was sitting right next to me, and I was like, "Oh shit, is that Shador?" I just started shaking Leo. I was like, "Oh no, your boy's in, Leo." But when Shador was in, the Browns were up.
Yeah,
they were leading the game. So I didn't know if Dylan Gabriel got hurt or was it an actual just switch up.
I don't know because I didn't pay attention.
Yeah,
but I mean, Shador got out there. He struggled. He struggled mightily from what I was from people that I know that watched the game. I didn't watch the game. People I know that watched the game.
We started watching at that point.
Yeah, he struggled mightily. So.
Yeah.
So
he struggled, and it's like, I'm not a big Shador Sanders fan at all. But the thing is to get thrown in that type of situation against the Ravens in a tight game, it's like, I know he threw that interception. I believe he actually had a potential touchdown dropped in the end zone when I was watching the game. But thing is, like, that's a tough situation to be in, so I ain't judging him off of that game. But I just don't know why they threw him in. Unless Dylan Gabriel got hurt, then it makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
But
it was just a nasty all around game. I think they said Gabriel concussion for Gabriel.
Okay. Got it.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation. It's a nasty game. I don't even think Lamar played that well from what people were telling me. Like Lamar threw an interception or two himself. So it was just an ugly defensive type of game. And the Ravens, obviously, they're just a better team, top to bottom, so they end up pulling it out.
Yeah. And then Jeff, you're saying, did you see Jacoby Brissett attempts and completions numbers? I didn't,
He
but
went
that was a high
crazy.
scoring game.
He threw for
I
like 450 or something like that. I
uh
think
I
went
took
crazy.
the I took the I took the under on that game.
Oh man,
I didn't expect them to score. I think the over under was 48.5. So I took the under on that game. I
oh
lost
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
that
The Niners almost put that up by themselves. I think they put up like 40, I think, or something like that, right? I think they put up like
yeah.
40 or something like that. But Brissett went crazy. He went like 450 yards. And he mentioned Michael Wilson earlier. It's a guy I liked out of Stanford.
Yeah.
And when I talked about Alec Minor, I talked about Stanford knows that when they have good receivers, man, they're usually pretty good. And Michael Wilson went for like 180 or something like that. So 452, yeah. So yeah. And he went for like 180. So he went crazy.
And look, like, what's funny is Jacoby Brissett was a quarterback that I wanted before Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's who I wanted too. That's who I
Like,
wanted that same year. That's who I wanted.
yeah. Because I was like bridge quarterback, a guy that, like, I'm not banking on him winning us football games, but if he can teach a young guy, if we draft him, a guy that, like, you might be able to go into a game and just be competitive and for sure he's a bridge. He is not the future.
Yeah.
I was cool with Jacoby Brissett, but
I was
yeah,
perfect because I think it was perfect because the big thing about Jacoby Brissett, he's a guy that obviously he was a backup quarterback with Indy when
yep.
the Colts drafted or when during the Andrew Luck era, and when Andrew Luck retired, people in Indianapolis, they weren't worried at all because they felt that Jacoby was just as much of a presence in the locker room as a leader as Andrew Luck was. So you got a guy that's supposed to be a generational player, Andrew Luck, obviously, one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, and you got Jacoby Brissett, who's just as much of a leader in that locker room. And then, obviously he spent time with the Patriots organization, so he should have some familiarity with Josh McDaniels. So it's like I thought that was just a perfect guy, and he has some mobility to him as well. I thought that
At
was
that
an
time,
ideal
he definitely
situation.
did.
Yeah, so I thought that was an ideal situation, but obviously we went a different direction, and the rest is history.
We know how that turned out. VBs, what's going on, man? You have a question for Severe, man? Go ahead and knock this one out.
No, not at all. Not real Raider fans. Maybe some people that were tangentially Raider fans or just Raider fans because they were LA. But most of the Raider fans in LA, especially LA, it's like it's a cultural thing, man. So like you couldn't go over to the Rams just as a not even like football wise, even right after the Rams win, and just like culturally, people identify Raider fans a certain way when you're in LA, and people identify Rams fans a certain way. And you don't want to be identified with the Rams crowd.
All right, so yeah, no, Dan Kim, appreciate it. I think a couple of you guys, said Dylan Gabriel got a concussion. God, that's good. I mean, honestly, when we looked up and I was like, damn, did they just bench Dylan Gabriel and you had the lead? That would have been a little bit wild. And so LS, you're saying Sam Darnold's performance today is what we've got if we signed him with us.
Yeah.
Maybe, even though it's crazy because they still had a chance to win that game at the end.
Yeah,
So, TK, you're saying even Brissett didn't want to play under Josh again. Probably not. Jesus Christ. Super Nonicon, look, I think there's a lot of people that still want Shador.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate you.
Weren't you the one that was talking about Travion? Hadn't done anything? Well, didn't you say that on last Thursday? I want to be talking about you, buddy. I want to be Super Omicron. You want to sit this one out, buddy. You might want to sit this one out, dog.
That's funny. Oh man. All right, what up, MGs? What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Remember, guys, all you gotta do is put a comment. We're doing a giveaway at the end of this. At the end of this live, stick around. I'll hit that draw button. It'll just automatically pop out a winner. I'll give you my email address. You email me, and we'll get you out that giveaway. Again, hit a little bit of a parlay this morning, and want to share the love. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Okay. Oh man,
keep talking because every time you talk, he has a huge week. So keep talking. Say he hasn't done anything again, and let's see if he puts up 5 more touchdowns.
That's funny. MGs, you guys, you're talking about Maava. I don't know yet. Severe, if you have anything on him, I haven't done my deep dive on quarterbacks yet. I know what quarterbacks I'm gonna start paying it, or that I'm going to start doing research on, but I don't have my takes on it just yet.
Maeva is a guy that I mean, I think he has some tools there. Just his accuracy and his ball placement leaves a little bit to be desired. He's a good enough athlete. Where he can also hurt you with his legs. He was bigger than what I thought he was. I think he's like 6'4", something like that. He's 6'4", he's a big kid. He's playing under Lincoln Riley. We see how Lincoln Riley quarterbacks have performed in the NFL. I don't know about drafting him in the first round. I personally wouldn't. Not this year. If he goes back to school next year, and develops a little bit more, he could probably turn himself into a first round pick. But right now, if I'm like top of the second, I would probably do it. Maybe if you feel desperate, like if we're a top 3-4 pick, and we see a run on quarterbacks, and we feel like, man, if we don't jump back into the back end of the first round, we might miss out on this guy. Maybe it might be a situation like this. But right now, I'm looking at him as like top of the second round.
And we'll see what goes down. All right, let's talk about some Raiders versus Cowboys Monday night. Again, guys, if you're viewing this, you're going to be down in the area. Shoot, myself, Leo, a bunch of people. We're going to go through J lot first, and then we're going to get the W lot. If you are around the area and you're going to be checking out some of the tailgate, definitely hit up W lot. I think his name, man, it's like Shorty's Tailgate or something like that. He does one tailgate for the entire year. He picked the Cowboys game, and they do a massive production just one time. So go over there if you guys can. Afterwards, we're probably going to walk down to the Tailgate or Tavern. Go watch the game. A bunch of us are just going to go hang out, watch it afterwards. I'm not going to go into the stadium. I'm not spending money on this team right now. So I'm going to walk over and we're just going to watch the game and have some fun. So let me know and hit me up on social media if you guys are going to be rocking out in that tailgate. We'll have a good time. So tomorrow, let's talk about offense first. We can take this into pieces, right? Let's first talk about the offensive line. The offensive line, Dylan Parham, most likely going to play. He's going to play that left guard. Question marks at the right guard position. We got Kappa, right? Hope to God Will Putnam never sees the field again. But we got Kappa. Then we got the question marks of Caleb Rogers. Now, chat, let me know, who do you want to see? Alice Kappa, Caleb Rogers, obviously struggled a little bit. Caleb Rogers struggled a little bit, a lot of it during the preseason. So it really remains to be seen just how ready he is. So, chat, let us know, who do you want to see at that right guard position? Severe Man, I'm going to throw it to you first. What do you want to see? Is it time for the young rookie?
It's time, man. It's way past time, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but the only thing, and I hate this because I think this is a game where under different circumstances, I think this would have been like a huge Genty game. I think this would have been I think he grew up a Cowboys fan. Cowboys not good against the run. We were actually starting to get a little bit of momentum going, in terms of like our blocking in the run game, and then we got hit with a wave of injury. So this would have been a huge Genty game, I think. But now, they just picked up Quinnen. They got Kenny Clark, and then you throw in Caleb Rogers, a young rookie making his first start against, he's going to either Quinnen or Kenny Clark, right? I know Kenny Clark's a little bit older. Kenny Clark has been kicking ass in the league for a long time. And people just haven't given him the kind of, he's almost like a super Adam Butler, where people aren't giving him his flowers. They don't appreciate what he does, but he's a dog, a monster. And Quentin Williams, obviously, I think he's one of the best young defensive tackles. Well, not even young anymore, but one of the best defensive tackles in the league that hasn't getting his attention either, because he's been up there with the New York Jets. So it's going to be a tough assignment for Caleb Rogers. But at this point, man, it's sink or swim. It's sink or swim. I don't want to see Alex Kappa out there. It does nothing for us. He's going to get his ass whipped in too. So it doesn't really make any difference. Will you throw out there? At least with Caleb, you can build towards something, get his feet wet, dip his toe in the water, and we can have an idea of what we kind of need to do on the interior offensive line, going into free agency and going into the draft. Alex Kappa playing out there does nothing for this team.
Yeah, I mean, 100% agree. This morning, I kind of talked about it a little bit. I think most of the people that are in the chat, they were kind of tapping in. Um, and I'm gonna give you my take on it real quick. But LS, you're saying I'm a huge fan of trading up in the first round to get a QB just so you can secure that fifth round option. And I'm
Yeah,
telling
the
you,
back. You talk about the back half of the first round. I think. Yeah, late first round.
yeah, and that's huge. But I want everybody to keep this in mind. This is one of the reasons why, and I know I was preaching it. Severe, you were. I think Chris was as well. Is this is why you don't trade a fifth rounder for Kenny Pickett. This is why you don't give away draft capital. Is because draft capital allows you to move around the draft, and we're going to have the comp picks. We now have a fourth rounder and a sixth rounder, thanks to Jacoby Myers. Like, I mean, we have a lot of draft capital, but you give away a fifth. You now, even though a fifth might not get you to move up into the first, but if you use some of that early draft capital to move up in the first, now you have that extra fifth to move up into the third or the fourth. Those type of things, right? It's just the way you navigate it. And so that's why I was so pissed that we gave up a fifth for Kenny Pickett. I understand the third for Geno. Whatever. They wanted to compete. They wanted to make something of this season. Hasn't really panned out at all. But I understood the concept of trying to go after Geno, and you gave up the third. Whatever. It is what it is. But then to give up a fifth, that's what really pissed me off, because I agree with you, LS. Move up late in the first and secure that fifth round option, 100%. So I just wanted to address that. 100% agree. So, Jason, you're saying Rodgers. Frank Skinner, you're saying Rodgers. We know what Kappa is. This is what Severe was saying. Frank, anyone other than Krappa. I mean, I made sure I read that right.
Thanks, Romney Crown. Romney Crown kind of put it best.
Uh-oh. Let me see. Is it this one?
Yeah.
In other words, we don't know if Caleb Rogers would get his ass whooped by Kenny Clark, but we definitely know Kappa would. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure, 100%. Jason gives all the space fun to watch. Oh, okay. All right, you watching that Sunday night game?
I think he has like 100 yards receiving through three quarters.
Yeah. So here's my thing. Honestly, Severe, I'm going to kind of reiterate everything you said.
I'll go there. He's struggling with speed rushers this year. I like coming into this year. Obviously, a lot of people were high on him. He has like just the raw tools are there, but his feet are just, he needs a lot of work on his feet. He's struggling with speed. And if that carries on to the NFL, he's going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah. Again, I'll start doing my homework on quarterbacks. Kind of as the bowl season starts to hit and college season, then I'll just be real. I don't have enough time to start breaking these guys down just yet. But here's my thing, and Severe, honestly, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I agree with what the chat's saying. Here's my other thing is, I think I just hate the fact that if Caleb Rogers isn't ready, if he's not ready and we're just throwing him in because we did a poor job of prioritizing the offensive line position in free agency by getting Alice Kappa, that's what I hate. I hate the fact that if we throw him in too early and he gets his ass handed to him, yeah, it's great. Like, he's getting his playing time, he's getting experience. Last thing you want to do is you want to just mess with the rookie's mindset. And we're still early enough to where this locker room is still in a place that if you can start to win, you may not make playoffs, but you can at least start to change the narrative of the locker room a little bit. You're still in that place. It's still early enough to change the narrative. Again, I'm not saying that you're going to make playoffs, you're going to win the division, nothing like that. But it's still early enough. It's not like it's week 16, week 17. You know you're lost, and now you're going to play some rookies just to be like, hey, no pressure. We're just going to get some playing time. I mentioned it earlier in my live about Charles Grant, right? And we're talking about this in just a second, but if Charles Grant got some playing time the last 2 games of the season, and we've only won 2, maybe 3 games, there's no pressure. Just go ahead, play. We're not playing for anything. We're just getting you some game time experience. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, at the end of the day, I just hope that we didn't put ourselves in a situation where we're going to kind of throw him into the wolves and he gets his ass handed to him against 2 top-tier defensive tackles and this is your welcome to the NFL moment. But I 100% agree. It's just time because of what we've already seen, and we'll just kind of see how that works out. So let's see, and then one thing I want to touch on, and I touched on it earlier today in my live, but Severe, I want to ask you the question. Chat, let me know. Pete Carroll came out and he did say Colton Miller has a chance at potentially coming back this season. Would it make sense? Chat, let me know. Would it make sense for Colton Miller to actually return this season if he had a chance to, if he was healthy?
It makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense at all, man. At this point, we'd have to, if we went out, we would still likely miss the playoffs. So it's like it's no point, man. Like we really don't know what our offensive line. Cause I can see like, hey, you know what? If we kind of knew what our offensive line was going to be next year, maybe it's you can trick yourself into saying, hey, you know what? Let these guys build some chemistry going into next season. But obviously Parham's a free agent. We don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Jackson Powell and JPJ is likely out for the year. We don't know if they're going to continue with the Meredith experiment or not. It's a lot of question marks along the offensive line. Why throw a franchise guy or a guy you pay, to be your cornerstone at left tackle for the foreseeable future? Why put him back out there in a lost season? It makes no sense. Just run with the guys you have right now. Let him get 100% right and ready going into next year, and then we'll kind of hit the ground running hopefully next year at full health. Like no sense at this point. I'd rather see Charles Grant out there than Colton Miller. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you. Like, and that's the thing is like if Colton Miller had a chance to return, he might return week 16, 17. I mean, there's no point in putting him back out there and basically risking another injury. We've already extended his contract. Just let him basically have a healthy season. He only played, I don't know, what was it, like 4 games?
Yeah.
And then he got hurt. Just let him continue to get healthy, have an off season, and maybe we get just an extra healthy year out of Colton Miller. And to your point, in my opinion, I think there's a really good chance that the last 2 games of the season, let Charles Grant get some playing time. If there's nothing on the line, just get him some in-game experience. That's what you kind of want to do with some of these rookies, like Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues. Maybe toward the tail end, if they really didn't work out for the bulk of this season, at the tail end, give them some playing time, give them some experience where there's no pressure because wins and losses really don't matter at that point. We just don't want to win if we're only winning 2-3 games at that point. So, let me see. G. Garvin, what's going on, man? Raiders 25, Cowboys 24. All right, hey, at least you stay positive.
Man. Keep hope alive. Keep on believing.
So bad is I think that song ran. It hit off at the sports book, and all of a sudden you had people singing. I was like, oh shit, like, what the hell is going on right now? What up, Yaya? Appreciate you popping in here. I see Jason Marshall as well. What's going on, man? Miller is not getting younger. Search for left tackle replacement is a priority. Build for the future.
Look, Charles Grant. we see what he has or not, right? We let Colton take his lumps as a rookie, and while injured, like he wasn't 100% healthy at that time. We let him take his lumps. Why not do the same right now with Charles Grant?
Yeah. And Franklin Skinner, man, you're saying, I don't think Miller should return. Keep him healthy for hopefully a better year next year. The Tribe, what's going on? You're saying they need to play the young guys. I think we're all basically kind of agreeing at this point. TK, you're saying in the trenches, they got to take the beatings to get better. So give Rodgers that chance to sharpen his skills. And the hope is that when you bring him in, that's what he does, right? He understands that he is in there to basically take his bumps and bruises and get better. Hopefully he has the mental just strength to really take that on and make sure that he's good to go.
And there are some guys in sports, and 805, you kind of know. Maybe you play sports. Anybody that plays sports, like they know those guys who are front runners, and when everything is going well, and you know they're playing well, and everything is going their way, you know, hey, they're on their game. They're locked in, and they're really good players. But as soon as they face a little bit of adversity, or as soon as you beat them once, or you can you can start to see that facade crumble,
You
and
can
and
wear them
they
down.
and then and then it's over. And those are the guys that don't last in the league.
Yep.
Those are the Leatherwoods, right? Who aren't really in it, right? They don't really have that passion or that internal fire. They have external fire, and they need to be motivated by other things or by things going well. Those guys that are internally motivated, they're not going to let a bad game or a bad few games deter them from who they are supposed to be. And those are the guys we're supposed to be looking for. We're supposed to be drafting all these character guys that are super high character and not a whole bunch of front runners. So if he has a tough end of the season, okay, so be it. But let him come back. He knows what he needs to work on. Let him come in this offseason, get stronger, get better, and work on it. Like he needs to know. He needs to get. If you don't know what you don't know when you're an NFL player, you never really see that NFL speed in real live game situations. You really don't know. Let him get that knowledge firsthand.
Yeah, no, I agree. What up, Nav, man? You're saying Genty breakout against a shitty run defense. Clearly a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know our line. That's the only thing. Our line.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right? It's like, is our line going to even be able to handle the newly established kind of D line that this Cowboys team has? Like basing any um uh any expectation of this game based on what the Cowboys have done in the past, it might be very different tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? Just with the added piece of Quentin Williams and stuff like that. We'll just kind of see. We'll see. And they picked up that I'm not saying he's great, the linebacker from Cincy. Um
Who?
Logan Wilson?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, not saying he's moved the needle at all, but at the end of the day, sometimes change of scenery could definitely help out. We'll just kind of see, again, whatever Cowboys did in the past with this front four might look a little different tomorrow night. We're starting a rookie, Caleb Rogers. Like there's so much that's going to be unexpected kind of going into this. But what up, man? I appreciate you popping in here with us. And so talked about the O-line. We talked about Colton Miller starting a rookie, all that fun stuff. Let's kind of we'll talk about the quarterback position in just a second, but let's talk about the receiver room. And this is what's kind of tough is, what are the expectations out of this receiver room? Last week was horrible. You got Jack Besh holding penalty, which sucks. You got Deontay Thornton, a key drop in the game, and then he had that horrible pick attempt, rub route attempt. Question is, it's kind of the Cowboys have, I think, one of, if not the worst pass defense in the National Football League. Their secondary is atrocious. It's horrible. Now, can it improve a little bit with a little bit of pass rush? You get Quentin Williams in there. I know Quentin Williams isn't necessarily the biggest pass rush guy, but he'll definitely force double teams. And so it might help free up some other guys. But what are your expectations, Severe, at all? In chat, let me know. Hit that hashtag Raiders if you can. What's your expectations at all with this receiver core? Because the only thing I will say is we got to be able to be balanced to beat the Cowboys. We have to be balanced, which means some of these young rookies are going to have to step up, and someone's going to have somewhat of a game to kind of help out Geno Smith if he can actually get the ball out of there. So let me know. What's your thoughts on the receiver core?
Putrid, horrible, terrible, disaster, bottom 3 in the league, possibly. Maybe, obviously the Titans just lost Calvin Ridley. So they're probably like clearly bottom of the totem pole in the league at wide receiver, but we're not far behind them. We don't have a guy that can really get open consistently by himself. At the wide receiver position, it's bad. Jack Best can't separate. Trey Tucker, when he's getting the attention, he hasn't done much of anything. We all know the struggles that Deontay Thornton has had. So it's with Tyler Lockett. He's actually performed better than I anticipated, but I think at the expense of some of these young guys getting some targets and some catches. So like that's not really something I would want to see anyway. So it's like I don't. It's a bad wide receiving core. I just grow with the young guys. I don't know why we're playing Tyler Lockett. Call up Shedrick. Call up Justin Short. Like call up somebody else, bro. Why are you playing this? He's 33 years old. He's 33-year-old receiver that's going to be out of the league. He would be out of the league if not for Pete Carroll. No other team was picking up the phone like, "Hey, Tyler Lockett, you want to like?" Nobody else was going to make that call, right? Maybe he'd still be with the Titans, but outside of that, he wasn't getting any run over there. So maybe this Calvin Ridley would have got injury, would have got him on the field. But other than that, not a lot of teams were going to be beating down this door looking for him. So it makes no sense for us to play these older dudes, man. Play the young guys, take our lumps. It is what it is.
And I'm going to kind of expand on the whole Tyler Lockett thing because here's the thing. And Jason Marsh is saying Brock gets 3 targets again, especially against Dallas. Chip deserves to be fired. Yeah, Brock, definitely lacked in his targets last week. That has to jump up. Here's the thing: is when we brought on Tyler Lockett. One of the things that I said, it's going to take, even though they have that chemistry, it's going to take Tyler Lockett probably 2 to 3 weeks to just understand Chip Kelly's system, the terminology, and what Chip Kelly wants to do. Geno and Lockett already have the chemistry. They got the timing down. They understand how, Geno knows how Lockett runs his routes. Lockett knows what Geno likes to see. Those type of things, right? This is my fear. And if it works out and turns into the offense moving the ball, okay, that's fine. What if Geno becomes really comfortable with Lockett and it starts stealing attempts away from Brock? Because you start to see where Geno is basically looking for Lockett on those third downs, and he's eyeing him down. He's going after him. One of the things is I wouldn't be surprised. I hope I'm wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Lockett gets like 9-10 targets tomorrow, which Tyler Lockett should not get 9-10 targets. I mean, I think just because of the Geno being comfortable with Lockett, we might see him starting taking attempts away from Brock Bowers. And even worse, Tyler Lockett, he's going to be here for just this year. It's not like we're going to re-sign Tyler Lockett. I mean, I know he's a free agent. Who knows? If Pete Carroll's still here, he might even just try to bring him in. But he's also taking opportunities away from our young receivers that we need to see what these guys can do. We need to see what Deontay Thornton can do. We need to see what Jack Besh can do. You just shipped off Jacoby Myers, which tells me that you're going to give these young rookies more opportunity. But you're not going to be able to give them opportunity if Geno Smith is just eyeing Tyler Lockett all day long, and you're not going to be able to see what these kids can do. And so I think that was the one downside of bringing in Tyler Lockett, was the fact that Geno has familiarity with him and he might just lean on him moving forward, which again just takes away opportunities from Brock and some of the younger guys that we need to see produce, or at least have opportunities. So
yeah, no, I completely agree. And the thing I was watching, and we talk about Bowers' targets. I mean, I think you went over the tape and watched the tape. They were doing a lot to take Bowers away.
Yeah.
And then you run into 2 issues there, right? Obviously, if you're Chip Kelly at that point, you have to kind of hide him and figure out creative ways to get the ball in his hands. But we heard Chip talk, I think earlier last week, where he was talking about, essentially, I think they called 3 plays in the huddle, and depending on the look, they let Geno Smith pick from that menu of 3 plays, and he goes with the play that he deserves the best. So, or he prefers the best. So, it's maybe it's a situation where we might need to take that away from Geno in order to kind of force feed guys like Brock, and if you want to force feed Genty and other players, we might have to take that autonomy away from Geno and just, hey, you know what, this is the play, we're running it, and so it's one play, one check, one pass, one run. And if it's hey, if it's a kill call and we go to the other play, that's fine. We're not giving him like a menu of more than those 2 plays to go to.
Yeah, and Jeff says, why bother with Lockett? Get Bowers in there. Lockett won't be here next year. Bowers will be. And I agree, but I'm telling you, if Pete Carroll is still here, I would not be surprised if he opens that door. Um, so let's do this. Let's see. What up, Dominic? What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Let's talk real quick. Real quick. Geno Smith, right? We talked about running O-line. We talked about the receivers. We can talk about Genty in just a second, but let's talk about Geno Smith, man. Honestly, chat, let me know. What's your expectations of Geno Smith? Do you think Geno Smith needs to ball? Do you think Geno Smith needs to step up and he needs to be able to kind of take the reins a little bit against this absolutely weak Cowboys secondary? Let me know your thoughts, Severe, in chat. Let me know as well. Hit that hashtag Raiders. Let me know. Severe, thoughts on Geno Smith and what you expect out of him tomorrow?
You really don't know what to expect out of Geno Smith, man. Obviously, the Broncos have one of the better defenses in the league. They have a really good pass rush. Benito was just basically having his way out there. And the way, Chip, the way he runs his offense, he wasn't. I mean, it's been throughout the entire year where they weren't really sending any double teams, Benito's way. So he basically gives those guys one-on-one. Now, essentially, the Cowboys don't have those kind of edge rushers. So you would hope that we were able to hold up a little bit better on the edges, and that would give Geno a little bit more time to operate. When you're not sending any chips Benito's way, that gives you more options in the pass game. And that's why Genty has been able to eat underneath so often because of that. So, I expect a lot of shorter stuff, shorter intermediate passes, kind of work our way upfield. But I don't know how well Geno's going to do. I mean, this wide receiver core isn't the best, but the Cowboys secondary isn't great. I don't know if is Deron Bland playing?
Ooh, I don't know.
He wasn't. Because I don't know if he's on IR or anything like that, but Bland is, well, as a rookie last year, he was a ball hawk. He's a guy that he takes the ball away. So, and we know that Geno loves giving it away. So, it could be a situation where it could be a turnover heavy game especially if he's throwing his way a lot. But I'm not expecting much for Geno at this point. I know I'm expecting just the most I'm expecting from him is just mediocre quarterback play with no turnovers. That's like my ceiling for him right now. If he can go out and do more than that, I'll take it. But right now, I'm just expecting mediocre quarterback play with no turnovers, and I don't think that's going to be enough to beat this high-powered Cowboys offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I'm going to kind of put another kind of aspect to it. And Surfer Bob, what's going on, man? You're saying Shedeur starts next Sunday at Allegiant. Bro, like, if Dylan Gabriel's out with that concussion and Shedeur Sanders is starting next week, that's going to be wild. The amount of people they're going to want to see Shedeur Sanders come play, even if the Giants come into town and Jackson Dart's playing.
Yeah.
The amount of people they're going to want to see Jackson Dart play, because a lot of people wanted Jackson Dart. A lot of people wanted Shedeur. It's gonna make for a very interesting game for sure. So here's the thing, though, is we talked about a certain player that's going to come off potentially. He's off of IR, but he could potentially return. And I know a lot of people talking about Aiden O'Connell and whether or not he still could be a starter in this National Football League. That's not what I'm trying to argue at all. But here's the thing. Aiden O'Connell is there enough to where if Geno has another 3 interception game, if he has another just horrible game, I wonder how much pressure there's going to be for Aiden O'Connell to go in and sit Geno. And I don't know if Aiden O'Connell is good enough doing good enough in practice. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in practice. But enough to where he's at least on the heels of Geno. Because it's not like Geno's playing great. Geno's not playing any better than what Aiden O'Connell showed at all. So is Aiden O'Connell enough to basically put the heat on Geno Smith to produce and play at a level that's going to keep him his job? Or does Pete Carroll, because let's say Geno Smith plays like absolute crap. Let's just say Geno Smith plays like he did last week. Maybe he throws a pick or two.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bang, we put Aiden O'Connell IR again. And we don't bring him back, and now he's not returning for the season. I think that would be a very suspect move, in my opinion, because I don't know if Pete Carroll wants the pressure of having to sit and potentially bring Aiden O'Connell in to play, and then now you just start that narrative all over again. If Aiden O'Connell just has a little bit of success. That's why I think there's a lot of pressure on Geno Smith on this game. There's been pressure all season, but I think there's a lot of pressure for Geno to produce and play at a level that he solidifies himself at least as the starter, which isn't the biggest feat in the world. We don't have gunslingers sitting back there just waiting to take his job. But if Geno has a bad game, I'm going to be very curious what they end up doing with Aiden O'Connell, because I think if they don't bring him back next week, then he's going to be placed on IR again. He doesn't start the rest of the season, and then you're basically relying on Kenny Pickett. I just think just because of that case, and I could just be overthinking it, but I think this is why it's a massive game for Geno. If Geno doesn't play well, you might as well just hang it up with Geno. I mean, put somebody else in. I mean, he's just I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to watch the rest of the season if Geno plays a very bad defense and just does not produce in the passing game. So,
yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where, like, it's tough for Aiden, insofar as that, he was up and down this entire offseason. Obviously, he had a terrible preseason. Like, my God, like a terrible preseason. And, obviously gets hurt. And then they trade a 5th-round pick for a guy to replace him, essentially. So I don't see a scenario where they would go with Aiden, because if anything, it's hard to justify picking up Kenny Pickett at that point if you're just going to play Aiden, right? Like, you might as well just play Pickett. If Geno Smith is going to be replaced by anybody, it has to be Kenny Pickett, because you have to get some kind of value out of that 5th-round pick that you gave up to acquire him. And we said it at the time. Nobody at that time thought Aiden O'Connell would play another snap for the Raiders. Now, obviously, we thought that Geno would be playing much better football than he's playing right now. But even if he didn't, or if he got hurt, we thought the next logical move would be to play Kenny Pickett. And I think that is still the next logical move. Me, I don't care. I don't care either way, whether it's Aiden or it's Kenny Pickett. I mean, I don't think either one of those guys are really starting caliber NFL quarterbacks, to be honest with you. I think they're both could be high-level backups. I don't think any guy should be our starter for the future. But since we already gave up the 5th round for Kenny, might as well get some value out of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really curious as to kind of how they're going to play this whole AOC thing, to be honest. This whole Aiden O'Connell thing. We'll just kind of see how it plays out. And so, now, I mean, you're saying at this point, Aiden O'Connell has done more than Geno and hasn't played a single snap. One pass from Aiden O'Connell makes it a better season than Geno's.
Nah, man, Geno cooked that Patriots game. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Geno was on fire that Patriots game. It's been all downhill, and the Jaguars game. It's been other than those games. I'll give you that. But both of those games, Geno played some good football.
Yeah, it's just tough because it's like Geno played good, but then he played absolutely horrible, and it's so hard to like balance the scales with this goddamn guy, So that's what I mean. That's where it makes it tough. Brandon, you're saying, well, what we have in AOC, give Pickett a game. What the hell? At the end of the day, this is on the coaching staff. We'll see how they navigate that. But again, Aiden O'Connell, he's got to come out. I think they have to activate him next week. If not, he's done for the rest of the season. Kevin Lurker, Pete is married to Geno for the year, in my opinion.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It looks like it. Raider Cash, you're saying Geno's losing the locker room. You can see it during the Donkeys game. We'll see. It's hard to. I can see why you think that. I can see why. Like, that's kind of the narrative, especially with just the mannerisms that you see with Geno and the rest of the team. And I could see that. It's just hard to really know what's going on in that locker room for sure. Severe, any thoughts on that?
It's hard to tell. I mean, obviously, when things don't go well, people start to question the direction of everybody, right? I think Pete Carroll's losing the locker room. I think if anything is leading to Geno Smith losing the locker room, I think it could be the favoritism that Pete Carroll shows to Geno Smith and his guys. People can see that. And when they see people getting special treatment or getting treatment above everybody else, that leads people that aren't getting that treatment to resent the people who are. So I think you could see a situation like that. And obviously Geno wasn't playing well either. But I know people want to point to that Mostert situation, but Mostert was in the wrong. Now, is Geno the person to be pointing out that Mostert is in the wrong? With this play, maybe not. But Mostert was definitely in the wrong there because you missed your assignment, bro. Like, it's clear. You clearly missed your assignment. If you miss your assignment, sometimes you got to take that. You got to take that. Obviously, you can fire back because Geno's been playing like trash, but you messed up, bro. So, like, if you messed up, you got to take it.
Yeah.
Man, me too, LS. 100%. I thought it was going to go crazy. After that game in the rain, dude. Oh, bro, I thought we was about to go crazy.
All right. So, remember, guys, just a reminder, again, we're going to have a little bit of fun at the very end of this. Stick around. We're going to jump to the defensive side of the football. I got the ticker up right now. It's 38 people. All right. Right now, as long as you put a comment in here, you're automatically entered. I'm going to hit this draw button at the end of the live. Pop out the winner. I'll shoot you my email, or I'll put my email up on the screen. You email me, and you'll get your giveaway prize. Doesn't matter what channel you're on. Everybody's entered in as long as you just throw a comment in the comment section that you're in. Again, just a way of just showing the appreciation out there. You guys rocking with us. We definitely appreciate y'all. And so,
oh my God, Jeff.
So we God damn it.
Yes. Man, those sweet babies get.
I'm letting them have a little bit of their Halloween candy. Don't you guys worry. I'm not that.
Nice vacation. Did they go with you guys on vacation? When you guys went on vacation, they had a nice little vacation, right?
Oh yeah, they're having some candy. It's okay.
They'll get some Robux. They'll get some Robux for Christmas. Don't worry. They'll get some Robux.
I know, right? I know. Okay. So one, if I want to mock draft, I see that. So I mean, last thing, look, we can again before we go to defense, we can talk about Genty real quick. Obviously, the run game, right? I know a lot of people are saying, feed Genty the rock. Got to get him the ball, so on and so forth, and that's fine. Real quick, Severe chat. Let me know, what do you guys want to see out of Genty? I think Surfer Bob, you kind of beat me to it. Prediction time. Ashton has a massive historic game. We win. That's what you're expecting. Or that's what you want to see. Got him, man. And now, man, trust me, I've been told a lot of times turn this off, but I can't, because when I do that and I point. Now I'm all backwards. I don't point in the right direction. I ain't messing with that. You guys are have to just read the football backwards.
But it was good for a while. Like, you had it going for a while,
and it screwed me up. Then I stopped pointing because I'm like
opposite. So if something's on this way, you just got to point like I'm gonna point. I know. I gotta.
And trust me, I'm too dumb to work that out.
You're moving from left tackle to right tackle. You gotta get it down, man. You gotta switch your footwork, man. Switch your footwork.
That's true. Everybody thinks it's easy. But. So, yeah, give me your projections on just like, what do you expect out of Genty? I mean, obviously Bob the Surfer, he's saying, hey, he wants to see a big game, and if we have a massive game, we win. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I was predicting a big game from Genty prior to the trade deadline. I thought, okay, I'll circle this game, and prior to Jackson Powers Johnson being hurt, so I circled this game. Like, I know this is a game, a get right game for Genty. The Cowboys' run defense is terrible. Like Genty, I think he grew up a Cowboys fan. I think Cowboys, at one point, we're thinking about moving up for Genty because of that connection there as well. So I had this game circled. Like, Genty's going to go crazy this game. He's going to, this is going to be the game where he kind of bursts onto the scene and shows, hey, I'm a good player in the NFL. But now, man, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Not with our offensive line woes, not with Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark on the interior of that defensive line. Maybe some runs to the edges. Forsyth has been pretty good in terms of run blocking, but we see kind of what our rushing attack looked like after Jackson was gone, and it was pretty suspect. So I really don't know what to expect from Genty at this point. I'm hoping he has a good game, but as I said, with all the factors that go into this, I don't see it happening. And if people keep pushing, like, what, Genty needs more carries. Genty needs more carry. He needs this and needs that. But when he doesn't produce, and we say like, man, well, Gentry's not producing. He said, oh, what's the offensive line? It was like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say he needs more carries than when he doesn't produce the offensive line, because at that point, there's no point in just continuing to give him the ball if it's not happening for him. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I'm hoping he plays well, but I can't expect it with the situation that he's in currently.
Yeah, and LSU said, I'm still waiting for Genty to genuinely impress me. Ready to chaos. You're saying I think Genty will have 2 TDs, 1 pass and 1 rushing. Kevin Lurker, he said, I honestly don't know. And that's as truthful as you can get, to be honest with you. I mean, we can throw all the projections in the world, but at the end of the day, it's so hard to understand and know what a running back is going to do. That's just the reality of it. But if you take into consideration severe, just like you're saying, right? There's so many things that are going against Genty right now. The offensive line is going to be very suspect. It was bad at the beginning of the season. Up until the last few weeks, it potentially could be even worse if Caleb Rogers just produces like a rookie, right? If he produces anywhere near where he looked like in the preseason, it's going to be a very long day. And if that offensive line looked anything like they did last week, it's going to be a very long day. And so I think it's going to be tough. I have one more thing to add on that. The Tribe, you're saying, underutilized as usual, 15 or so carries for 50 or so yards. Surfer Bob, I did enjoy the Chargers game today. Jacoby had a good game. I didn't even see – did he? God,
Yeah,
of course he did. Of course he did.
Crazy game, but obviously he did his Jacoby things, man. Came through.
Of course he did.
When they needed catches, he made catches. He was good, and he's good blocking in the run game. Like it's Jacoby performance, man. Typical Jacoby performance.
Man, and all right, now, man. Here's your wish list: 20 carries, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 catches for 50 yards, and a touchdown. All right, hey, that's a decent wish list. We'll see just kind of how that pans out. But when it comes
to get 20 carries, get 125, because he's not going to average that many yards per carry. He'd have to have under normal circumstances, he'd have to have like a break off like a 50, 60 yarder for that to happen. If it's a situation where the Cowboys are loading the box to stop the run, you break a tackle or two, that could potentially happen.
Yeah, Jake, you're saying Raiders need to eliminate as much penalties as they can. Yeah, you got to play penalty-free football. I 100% agree. My thing is, like, this is what's so tough about, again, it goes back to just drafting a running back at 6, right? Because we drafted him at 6, everybody says we need to feed him the ball. We need to feed him the ball. We need to get him going and all this stuff. It's like, the thing is that when you're an offensive play caller, sometimes you have to go with the flow of the game. You have to take what the defense is going to give you, right? You see mismatches. Offensive coordinator is all about running a play to set up another. Sometimes you run a run play, but that's going to help set up the pass, and that helps you keeps you balanced. Again, it's all about creating mismatches. And the thing is don't get frustrated if all of a sudden our offensive line is looking like trash against the run, and Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly's like, man, I just need to start throwing the rock because the run isn't working. Our offensive line is not blocking. If we see a lack of push with this offensive line in the run game, do you want to just keep doing it? And next thing you know, we score 3 points, and now we just sit back on the excuse that our offensive line sucks. I mean, you have to start to basically call plays that gives you the best chance at success. And if our offensive line cannot handle that front four, then Chip Kelly's going to have to call something else. And that's the reason why it's really tough to pick a running back so early or pour so much, potential, money in free agency on a running back, because now you're forcing your hand to utilize them because you've invested so much. And so to me, I'm not so worried about how many carries Genty gets. I want Chip Kelly to call a game plan that's going to be so balanced that you don't know when Genty's going to get it and when he's not, right? I don't want it to be as predictable, I guess I would say. I don't want us to just run, pass. If you do it like that, then defenses are going to know what you're going to do, and good luck having anything work on the offensive side of the football. So I don't really have much expectation out of Genty. One thing I want to see is I want to see if we do get him out in space, I want him to be better in open space. I want to see him be electric and create his own success in open space. And if he can do that, then that's going to help us play on the other side of the field. Yeah. So let's just hope he takes advantage of every opportunity he gets. And again, if he does have that opportunity in open space, man, show us you're worth that number 6 overall pick and make magic happen.
Yeah.
So
I agree, man. It's one of those situations where, like I said, man, I hate to point to Travion, but people point to the Patriots situation, like, oh, Travion is in such a better situation with the Patriots. But Ramondre Stevenson wasn't putting up this type of production when he got his opportunities. Gibson got hurt early, but the other guy, I think it's Terrell Jensen, something like that, he wasn't putting up this type of production. But the difference is that Travion is making a lot of things happen just with his speed and elusiveness. And he's in the open field, he's gone. Like, he gets a crease and it's a big play. And we haven't seen that from Genty. And to be fair, that's not really Genty's style. I compared him to Ichiro, right? Ichiro's not going to hit a whole bunch of home runs. It's not his game, that's not his style, but he's going to get contact a lot. He's going to make a lot of contact. He's going to get a lot of hits. He's going to get on base a lot. That's what he's going to do. And that's Genty. He's not a home run hitter, but he's a guy, he can bat 350, right? He can like bat in the high three and be an effective batter and be that guy that's consistently just churning out hits, churning out doubles and stuff like that. Not really a home run guy, but doubles guy. But like Travion, he can get you both. He can get you both.
He can, and he's shown it in LS, man. It's funny. It's something that I'm definitely going to pay attention to. And LS, man, you kind of just reminded me on this point. If it's 3rd and 1, if it's down on the goal line, if I see another quarterback sneak on 3rd and 2, I mean, you picked him at number 6 overall in the draft. I don't know if it's just a lack of confidence in Genty to get the short yardage. I mean, Severe, I got so much crap in the offseason because I said if we draft Genty, I want a short yardage back. I don't see Genty being a short yardage back. I just don't see it. Yes, he's run over some defensive backs and stuff like that. And, in open space, he's been able to lower his shoulder a little bit, but I never saw him as a true short yardage back. I want a guy like
Algier.
No, if we got Genty, I wanted a guy like Damian Martinez out of Miami.
Guess what? Damian Martinez is still a free agent.
Is he?
Yep, got cut by the Seahawks, and he's still a free agent.
Got cut by Seahawks?
I don't know if it's injury related or what, but he got cut by Seahawks, and nobody's picked him up.
I think it was injury related. But like, I just wanted to get a bigger back. The one guy that's still on the IR with the Browns is who was that Michigan running back?
Khalil Mullins.
I just wanted somebody, a bigger back that would complement Genty because I didn't think Genty was a short yardage guy. And that's what prompted the whole bet between me and Jack Kenna. Shout out to Jack Kenna about JJ Pegues. And everybody's like, oh, we got our short yards back. JJ Pegues. I'm like, okay.
But he ain't even active. So like you've been lucky. You didn't get an opportunity.
I can taste those 2 pitchers now. But that's the thing is I wanted a short Monagai.
Oh yeah,
the guy that's playing for the Bears.
Yeah. Damn, where'd he go? He's in Nebraska.
He went.
Rutgers?
I think it was Rutgers. But I wanted, if we got Genty, I knew that we needed a short yardage back because I didn't think Genty could be that, and I got so much crap for it. Yeah. But I don't know. Is it Chip Kelly that doesn't trust him? Is it they see something in practice where he's just not that short yardage guy? We've seen it where even when he does get the short yardage carries, he's not the guy. Unfortunately, he's just not being able to capitalize on the majority of his carries, or opportunities, I guess I would say. So, LS, to kind of just talk about that point. If we're in 3rd and 1, if we're in 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and we're going for it, we're on the goal line, I better see more Ashton Genty because you pick him at number 6. You better hope you take advantage of that. And I just don't know if we're going to see it. Unfortunately. So look, talked about offense, kind of wrapped about that a little bit. Let's jump to the defensive side real quick. We're going to go against a pretty good offense.
Yeah,
they got the running game. Jameson Williams, they're starting to flow a little bit on the ground with that ground game. LSICU, God damn it, I wanted Rico Dowdle too, but we're not talking about that.
He did, and speaking of the Cowboys, Rico Dowdle, former Cowboy, he's a guy I like with that. I think when we spoke about it this offseason.
Yes.
I think you were talking about Rico Dowdle, and he's a guy. I mean, with the Cowboys, I liked him. He wasn't a number one guy, but he's a guy that I thought was a pretty good player. So I wouldn't have minded that at all. I mean, you look at the Bucks. Who's the guy they got? Because Bucky Irving is hurt. They had a guy that serving today.
What's his name?
Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker was balling. I don't even know where dude was drafted. I don't even know where he's drafted. He was balling today. I know he wasn't picked in the first round. That's for damn sure. So it's like that's why I say it doesn't make any sense to draft running backs. But you know what? That ship is sailed.
We'll see how long that ship sails. Maybe for like 5 more minutes, we'll talk about it. But such a high-powered offense we're going to go against. And again, you got CD on one side, you got Pickens on the other side, Pickens on the other side. You got Ferguson at tight end. I mean, they have weapons that they're going to hit us all over the place. And the thing is how well are we going to be able to kind of fend off this offense and be able to keep this a competitive football game and not allow the Cowboys to just basically run away with this fairly early? Can the defense kind of hold them off? And so let's kind of talk about this. Let's start off with our front four. Severe man, what's your thoughts on the front four, just at run and pass? I mean, do you think we're going to have what it takes to maybe kind of get after Dak Prescott and kind of get in his face, maybe get him off his spot a little bit, force him to throw on the run? What are your thoughts on our front four and possibly getting to him?
Our front four in terms of pass rush, I mean, it was funny because I got into it. Like this the whole last week was a week of redemption for me, where like I got into it with Pharaoh, and he's like, "Oh, we need to get Genty more involved in the passing game." And I was like, it's all well and good. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we throw the pass to Genty, he drops it as interception. But I was talking about Adam Butler, and I was telling him, like, look, man, I know Max is clearly the best player on our defense, clearly the best player on our defensive line, but people don't give enough credit to Adam Butler for all the dirty work that he does and for what he does to allow a guy like Max to play so clean, where Max is rarely seeing double teams. All he's really seeing is chips because Adam Butler is getting double teamed routinely. And guess what? The Cowboys decided, no, well, we're not going to double team him. And guess what happened? Right? Adam Butler wrecking shop. So, and I don't know what we're going to do this year because obviously not the Cowboys. What was it? The Broncos. The Broncos. And I think the Jags too. I think he had a real good game against the Jags as well. But so we're gonna see what the Broncos decide to do, where they decide to. Because the Cowboys have a pretty good offensive line. I think Tyler Guyton is hurt. I think another guy might be hurt as well. So I don't know how healthy they are up front. So that might give us some opportunity there. But I'm expecting Adam Butler to do his normal thing. I'm expecting Max to do his normal thing. This is the game you would ideally want to see Kuntz get off. Because I think he's kind of the key to this thing. If we can get some production out of Kuntz, I think that's going to go a long way toward really helping our pass rush. But as of yet, he really hasn't turned it. And it's that first year off an injury. We always talk about those guys coming off those lower extremity injuries. It usually takes them that first year to kind of fully get their feet under them. But unfortunately, we don't got that kind of time. We don't got that kind of time. So I'm hoping to see a big game out of Kuntz, but I'm expecting Adam Butler and Max to do what they've been doing basically all year.
Yeah, man. What up, Rose Town? What's going on, man? Appreciate you popping in. LS, you're saying Dak Prescott's reported bringing a lawn chair into the backfield tomorrow, so he has somewhere to sit while he decides who to throw to. I know, man. He might have all day. The thing is that Dak, at the end of the day, he's a good quarterback in the regular season, right? Playoff Dak is very different, but Dak is a good quarterback in the regular season. And honestly, man, I just hope we just get pressure directly up into his face. I mean, we got to get pressure up the middle and try to move him off his spot. One of the things that I like to do with good quarterbacks, the hard part is they have so many good weapons that
Yes.
typically when you have a good number one receiver and you're willing to kind of funnel the quarterback to somebody else, if you try to funnel the quarterback away from CD, now he's got Pickett to throw to. If you got CD and Pickett on the same side and you funnel them away from him, you might got Ferguson you got to deal with. I mean, it's like,
Yes.
we're going to have to play such a well-rounded game on defense that you're going to have to here's my thing, and I don't know how comfortable Patrick Graham's going to be sitting in this cover 3.
I hope
You're going to have to bring pressure.
Yes.
You're going to have to disguise a lot of stuff. You're going to have to keep Dak Prescott guessing. You have to bring pressure from all corners, but mix it up. That's the only thing that you're going to be able to do, because if you got, I mean, most likely I would think Eric Stokes is going to lock up on CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
That would make the most sense. Darian Porter is obviously going to be on Pickett and then or Pickens, and then you bring in the slot corner is going to be on Ferguson maybe. I mean, it's going to be a mismatch across the board.
Maybe that's another thing, a matchup, because Ferguson, like who really, because is that a Jeremy Chin thing? Is it a Jamal Adams deal? Like, who do we stick? Like, oh my God. Because man, it's gonna be, especially in zone, because our Devin White is terrible in zone. But he's and I love Landon Roberts against the run. I love his toughness. I love what he brings in terms of energy and his leadership. But he doesn't always get the requisite depth in zone either. So it's, I don't think either one of those guys this year have a really great feel for zone. I think Landon has been better than Devin, but Devin's been probably the worst linebacker I've seen in the league this year at doing it.
Yeah. And Ellis, you think Kai Blue's going to come back down to earth? And look, both those interceptions Kai Blue had, the one was the deep ball that the wind caught. It was just bad. It was just a bad choice thrown ball, but the wind caught it up in the air and it kind of just landed into his lap. And the other one was I don't even know who that ball was intended to, and it just kind of fell right into Kai Blue Kelly's lap. So the thing is, like, Kai Blue Kelly, he was kind of given those interceptions. And so I think that without question, he's going to come back down to earth. He's not going to get the gift wrap interceptions like he did last week. He's got to have to work for it. Obviously we're at home in a dome. So, the elements are not going to play a role, and they're not going to basically cause mistakes on the offensive or defensive side. They're going to have to work for any interceptions that come their way. So we'll see just kind of how Kai Blue Kelly works out this week. But I don't even know if he plays it. I think it's got to be Darian Porter and it's got to be Eric Stokes. I don't see Kai Blue Kelly playing. Got to see what the young guys got. I mean, Stuart, do you think it's going to be Kai Blue or Darian Porter, or do you think Darian Porter should get the start?
I personally would prefer Darian Porter out there, but I can see Pete like, oh my, because Pete was trying to after, I don't remember if it was at the media after the game or one of his other pressers, he was trying to make it seem like Kai, you made some great plays on those interceptions. Like, come on, dog. It's like no, man. So, but I can see him using those interceptions as justification. Like, man, you see, guy had 2 turnovers last week. Like, he's taking the ball away. Like, so I can see him giving Caillou to start. Whoever gets to start, man, it's going to, and whoever gets to start is going to be rough. It's going to be even rougher for Caillou, because if Caillou's going to be matched up with George Pickens, obviously George Pickens is not only is he one of the better receivers in the league, but he's like one of the top receivers in terms of drawing pass interference penalties in the league. And we know how Caillou loves giving out passing. He loves committing pass interference on a play-by-play basis. So, you already got a guy that's good at doing that. And you got a guy in Caillou who loves committing it, so it can be a long day where they just eating up yards via penalty. So I would just roll with the rook. Trial by fire at this point. I'm not worried about this year, but Pete Carroll, he's still holding on to hope that we make some kind of run, I guess.
My biggest hope, but to be dead honest with you, is I think they have so many weapons that it's going to be hard to fend them off the entire game. But the thing is I hope we just win the battle when it comes down to when Cowboys have opportunities to get inside the red zone and be within striking distance to score a touchdown. Hold them off to field goals. Yeah. Hold them off to field goal attempts. The only way that we're going to stay in this game, and to be dead honest, in my opinion, is do not let them convert just touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Hold them off, force them to field goal attempts in hopes that it ends up being, I think Nadman said, it ends up being a low scoring game. Like I think that's the only way we have a chance at winning this thing. It could be like a 19-16 type of game, a 21-17 type of game. I think that's where we have the best chance at winning. We're not going to outscore the Cowboys. If we go into a shootout, I don't see us having any chance at outscoring the Cowboys. Because we just don't have the offensive weapons. It's wild.
Yeah. House Junkies, the computer predicted us scoring 24 points in an NFL game. Like, you might want to get that computer checked out. You might want to
get a virus.
Run a software update on that computer.
Like that. To me, we just don't have the offensive weapons. I mean, if you look at, if anybody thinks that we're gonna, score a decent amount of points, I mean, just look at our receiver core. Like, arguably, our best receiver, Brock Bowers, is our best receiving target, right? But if you can double them up, because now they're worried about Trey Tucker, not too much to worry about. You're worried about Tyler Lockett, Deontay Thornton, Jack. Like, we just have and that's also, it sucks because you also kind of got to, as much as Geno has not been good, this is what Geno has to throw to. If Geno can't throw to Brock Bowers because he's doubled and triple teamed, do you trust any other receiver to consistently win their one-on-ones? No. I just don't. And when you don't have another true receiver threat on the field, these teams can double and triple team Brock Bowers and do what I just said. If Brock Bowers wants to line up on one side of the field, blitz Geno on that side and force him to the opposite side. And now all he can do is throw to the other receivers. And so, as much as like Geno's not playing well, and I'm not going to make any excuses for him, at the end of the day, there's no one else really to throw to. And I just, kind of the point that I made before is what happens when Geno just starts eyeing Tyler Lockett all game long. And next thing you know, Tyler Lockett gets double-digit targets. And this is what we're relying on. Like, you'll never score 27-plus points working that way.
I'm going to call you out, LF. Two things. First of all, I had one of those. I had one of those Macs in my computer. Those Macs, the colored Mac, the iMacs, and I had those in my computer lab when I was in middle school. And, bro, this is America. I don't care where you're typing from. This is America. You're here, bro. We all spare our color with a U. You better get that out of here. Get that out of here, brother.
I see that the tribe is saying Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer, yeah, he's a target out there, without question. He's a target out there. But again, you can't rely on him. That's the hard part. Just not as a reliable true target to allow us to potentially outscore the Cowboys if the defense lets them off. So
I'm a big Michael Mayer guy, but he's not a guy that's going to like, oh my gosh, Michael Mayer just took over the game. Like, it's, I don't see that happening. He's a guy that's going to make some. He'll make you a reliable third down catch. He'll make some tough catches, over the middle. He'll do that stuff for you. But, this guy that's just going to, hey, you know what? This is a Michael Mayer game. Like, I don't see that happening. And I was a big proponent of him, but he's just not that kind of player.
He's not, and like any player can shock us, but at the end of the day, just there's no signs of that actually happening. So that's kind of where we sit. I mean, honestly, guys, chat, let us know what you guys think. If we even have a chance tomorrow, again, if we have any chance, I think it's going to be potentially a low-scoring game. And
damn right, LS.
Or
the metric system. We don't want to talk about centimeters over here, bro. Get that hell out of here. If I see you talking about kilos either, you're done.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about this matchup other than, again, for me, I think the key to us having even a chance to stay competitive is if it's a low scoring game. I see Frank Weber, man, you got 27-23. Man, I even see if you're saying 27 us, 27 would be a shock to see us kind of put up those points. Now, Jacoby Myers is out. Jacoby Myers at least allowed us to open up the other players like a Trey Tucker and even a Michael Mayer. Right now, you got to worry about Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and now Michael Mayer was the fourth target potentially. We ain't got that no more. We ain't got that no more. Yeah, don't even talk about pounds and oh my god, Jesus.
We have pounds and miles per hour. Our weird measures. Yeah, the rest. Hey, America has to be different, bro. It's just America way. Can't.
No, no roast. 3-0.
3-0 Cowboys. Man, if we hold the Cowboys to 3 points, that would be the greatest feat we put off all year, man. That would be. If you talk about the Broncos game, like I said, I know 805 was a Bo Nix guy. I've never thought Bo Nix was good, and I was just waiting. I was waiting to pounce on Bo Nix, and it's all unraveling from this year. It might just be a sophomore slump though, but I was not a Bo Nix or a JJ McCarthy guy. So, and both of those guys they're doing me some justice.
They are. I mean, Bo Nix played a decent game today. I'll give him that. But yeah, he's definitely he'll have his up game, his down game, up game, down game, and then it's like, what is he really right now? To be honest, like that's the hard part. And so yeah, but like I said, and I'll say this about really any quarterback, any rookie quarterback. I wasn't a fan of, shit. I don't want to say I wasn't a fan, but like I know Severe, you really like Michael Penix, right? I have my concerns with Michael Penix, but even with my concerns, I want to see 3 years. I want to see 3 years of just kind of what they're going to do, and just kind of see how it plays out. And I'm going to say the same thing with Bo Nix. Even though if he has a great game, I'm going to come out here and go, look, see, I told you. No, I'm going to let this thing play out and just kind of see how it works. But with that being said, definitely got some score predictions. I don't like doing score predictions. I know it's a fun thing to do, but for me, I just think if we have a chance to win, I think it's got to be a low-scoring game. I don't see us outscoring the Cowboys. If we let the Cowboys put up, 26, 27, 28 plus, I just don't see us catching up with that at all whatsoever. So, Severe, man, just kind of final thoughts, and then we'll kind of get into this giveaway. We'll kind of end this thing off on a good note. But any final thoughts on this Cowboys matchup? Jeff 0-0. I think you're there with Nabman because Nabman has us with a tie, I think, earlier with his record prediction after next week. But any final thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, I think this is going to be the turning point for our season. I think because we hear excuses and that's what we hear from the fan base and from some of the media where if the Raiders, their special team issues, they could have won 3 more games. But bad teams find ways to lose. Yeah. Bad teams find ways to lose, and that's what we are. We're a bad team, and I think some people are hesitant to say it. Their fandom, there's the silver and black in their veins, won't allow them to just say the Raiders are bad. Time to pack this thing up. It's time to pack this thing up. It's if we lose this game, especially if we lose it in embarrassing fashion, I think that is going to make some decisions very tough down the stretch of this season and going into this offseason, not in terms of the roster, but in terms of the coaching staff as well. We already see Adam Butler. We saw his comments, and he tried to clean it up midway through, but he's pointing fingers at the offense. And you look at the offensive staff, just about every one of those guys is hired by Pete Carroll. And obviously we have the most expensive offensive coordinator in the league. So when you have that, we have the head coach bringing in all his people, and then you hire the most expensive offensive coordinator, you expect more production. You spend most of your draft picks on offense. You expect a lot more production offensively, and that has not been there. So we don't get it this week. It's like I said, we saw Tom McMahon already get the axe. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Chip Kelly that's not next on the chopping block. And I've been saying it, man. I've been saying it. Hopefully I don't speak into existence, but you could see Brennan Carroll OC. You could see Brennan Carroll OC.
Damn it! Stop it! Jesus Christ. Bobby said, "You guys talking about like Dallas is Super Bowl contenders?" No, we just know what we are. That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's not Dallas ain't Super Bowl contenders, but they have a good offense. Like a lot of their losses were still shootouts. There's still
exactly.
points up on the board. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we don't have an offense that can keep up with that. You saw them. I think did they lose? I think they lost to the Cardinals, but it was a shootout.
Yeah, I mean,
We're not
look,
going to win a shootout.
we talk about Super Bowl because the Cowboys are what 6-4-4-1, I believe. And so you talk about you just said just win, baby. They're winning, So they're winning, at a pretty consistent clip without after trading, conceivably possibly the best player on their entire team. So
Yeah.
and they continue to win through all that turmoil and that tumult and all of the kind of discontent that caused among Cowboys fans. They've still put a winning product on the field. So, like and they've been in some very tough games as well. So we almost beat the Broncos. We know they so like if you comparing saying Bo Nix is good and he's just winning, like Dak and the Cowboys are just winning as well.
Yeah, MDMIC Raiders should have moved to Hawaii. That would have been wild.
That would be crazy.
I know that would have been crazy. They'd play in the University of Hawaii Stadium. They wouldn't be able to get their own stadium.
I would go to a Raider game.
I know, right? But yeah, I mean, look, that's there's a very likely outcome of this game, and it's going to be the Cowboys are going to, if the defense can play well, again, that's why I say that if we do have a chance at winning, I think it's going to have to be a low-scoring game. I just don't see our offense outscoring them, and that's why I think if we let the Cowboys kind of run away with this, it really depends on what defense shows up because we've seen it multiple times this season. Our defense seems to be very bipolar, right? We play competitive against the Patriots. We play competitive against a team, and all of a sudden, we let the Commanders put it on us. We let the Colts put it on us. The Chiefs put it on us. Like, and the thing is, the Chiefs they're not even a high-powered offense anymore.
Yeah.
They really work off that defense, and we let them take it to us. I mean, we're so bipolar that it's trying to figure out which defense comes to play tomorrow night. And if the defense don't come to play, it can get messy very quickly, unfortunately. So, again, that's all we're saying. But look, I appreciate everybody rocking out with us. This is what we're going to do. Again, all you had to do, come in to either channel, say something in the chat. You're automatically entered in. Again, hit a little bit of a parlay this morning. Had fun. I went live, and I was like, look, if I hit one of these two, and I should have hit both, God damn it, Josh Jacobs. Where's Chris? Where the hell is Chris? I was to talk to Chris about Josh Jacobs. Hit one of those parlays, so we're going to have a little bit of fun. So let me kind of bring this up to the big screen.
Oh, 3-4-1. I'm tripping. Yeah, they are 3-4. They are 3-4-1. I don't know. What was I looking at? Whose record was I looking at? They are 3-4-1.
Hold on real quick. MDM, you're saying severe NFL. Let me ask you, what do you think of taking someone like Caleb Downs or top offensive lineman instead of a quarterback in the draft, waiting for 2027 for a QB? Severe, what's your thoughts on that?
Caleb Downs scares me just because I think he's a damn good football player. I don't know about him in coverage, so that kind of scares me. If he's taking a DB, like how good is he really in coverage? Because when he's coming top down and toward the line, when he's playing toward the line of scrimmage, he's a really good player. Him in space, I haven't seen enough. But I'm like, if we're not in position to draft a quarterback, I'm not trading up for any quarterback in this draft class. You kind of got to take best player available. I've been all about Arvell Reese or Bain. I'm good with either one of those guys or one of the top offensive linemen. If they're there, I'm good with that as well. If we see a quarterback that we like, we feel we need to trade back. That's the New York Giants model. If we see a guy we like, we see him falling down the toward the end of the first round, and we want to make a trade and pull the trigger to get back into the back half or get into like the 20s or something like that to take a guy. I'm all for it. I'm good with that. Or if you want to wait to the top of the second to take a guy, you know, if you see a guy, Maava or Sorsby or something like that, you see a guy like that in the top of the second round, and you want to pull the trigger there. I'm good with that. You know, I'm not going to reach for a guy. I'm not going to trade up for a guy. We have so many holes and needs on this team. That's why, you know, we not drafting with proper value this last draft and not getting enough productive players or guys that are going to be starters, immediate starters, that kind of hurt us. So so next year is still a mystery. Like, we don't know what we have in Charles Grant. We don't know what we have in Caleb Rogers. We're not sure how good Jack Best really is. We have our thoughts. You know, we're not sure how good Genty really is. We have our thoughts, but you know, we don't know if Darren Porter is going to what he's going to turn into. You know, like Dante Thornton, can he develop? Like, it's still a lot more questions. Tonka Hemingway, we liked him. We like what we saw in limited playing time, but he really hasn't played a lot. JJ Pegues, same thing. We like what we saw in limited playing time, but he hasn't played a lot. So it's like we have all these questions, and we got none of the answers from this draft class because we basically refused to play any of these guys. So, like, do you want to reach for a quarterback in that situation? I don't think you can, because you might end up with a situation where it's another Genty where we're saying, oh, we're making excuses for him not having other things around him. Well, then, you know, put those other things around him if you're not sure he's the franchise guy.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree, honestly, with almost everything that Severe was saying. And when it comes to the draft, there's so many unanswered questions. We still have plenty of games to kind of figure out who do we got. Like, what happens if Darian Porter all of a sudden just really starts to play, right? If Eric Stokes continues to play well and we just bring him back next year, you know, that kind of at least just solidifies some pieces to it. Then it's where do we sit in the draft? Are we picking number 2 or are we picking number 9? You know, it's like where are we sitting in the draft? And then what's taken in front of us? If we are sitting at 9 and there's a piece that we really want, whether it's a quarterback, whether it's an offensive lineman, then if that piece is off the table, then how do you manage the draft? Maybe move back, maybe take another piece that's sitting there that could definitely help us out day one. I'm kind of waiting just to kind of see how the rest of the season plays out and where we sit in the draft and where a lot of the talent lies. Because also we don't know who's sitting in front of us. There might be a lot of quarterback needy teams that find a way to win some games and we continue to lose, and now they drop behind us, and now we really have that opportunity to get that quarterback. So I'm going to, again, like I've said before, I'm going to start really doing my research and breaking down some game film on some of these college prospects kind of towards the tail end of our season, just because I don't want to just kind of give you that answer of like, oh yeah, that guy looks good, or that I got to give you some substance behind it. I just can't do that right now. I'm just being dead honest.
This is my guy, but you know, yeah. Like, and look, Surfer. That's what the rumors are. I don't know if he's come out and said it himself. That's been my favorite. I've been talking about Dante Moore for a year and a half now. I've been saying he's a guy that, you know, I thought he was going to be the best quarterback, and I thought he was going to be a top 5 pick whenever he decides to come out. And that was before he really like burst onto the scene this year. I think he is the guy. I think he checks all the boxes. But he's not coming out. But look, it's seeing what happened to Drew Aller. Seeing kind of what happened, you know, a little bit happened. Same thing happened with Carson Beck a little bit, you know. I think the same thing happened to Quinn Ewers. Like, when you don't leave early, you go back, you potentially hurt your value or get hurt yourself and lose potentially millions of dollars, you know, sliding down draft boards. That might entice him to come out. Like, if you're going to be a top 10 pick at quarterback, you almost have to come out. You almost have to.
Yeah. And real quick, LS, I don't think this will ever be on the table. I'm just letting you know. Because I don't own a white T-shirt, and I ain't never going out to buy a white T-shirt.
I will ship. I will ship 805 a white T-shirt.
God damn it! Express. Never happening.
Express.
Jesus Christ. LS, my God. All right, shit. Let's get this thing going. Remember, guys, I'm just gonna hit the draw button. I'll try to. I don't know. I think the last time I kind of zoomed in a little bit. No, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna hit the draw button. Whatever name pops up, you're the giveaway winner. I'm gonna put my email up here. You email me, and I'll get you back the instructions on how to redeem the giveaway. Jeff, no, you didn't. You're jumping the gun. You and Chewy, man, you guys are gonna battle. There we go. Let's hit that draw button. Let's make this thing happen. Let's have some
And
fun.
MDM, did you enter the raffle? If you haven't, man, hop
Yeah,
in
stick
real
around
quick.
for a second. Yeah, MDM, you're in the raffle because as long as you commented, you're in. So let's roll. Let's hit this draw button. Let's have some fun. Bang. Oh yeah, we can see it. Perfect.
What the?
Jeff, I don't know what to tell you.
And Chewy, man.
Jeff,
Chewy.
I don't know what to tell you. Chewy, you did it again, man. Hey, and the system, the system ain't gonna lie. I know, man. Chewy, you won. Congratulations to you, but you just became number one hater. Chewy, where you at? Where you at, Chewy? You just became number one hater, man.
Look,
where is he? I know Chewy, you in here. I know you is. Where is he at?
Hey, man, look, hey, this will be an investigation, man. The FBI is going to investigate whatever Chewy's doing. He's going to wrapped up in a RICO charge, messing with these raffles, man.
And look, Chewy's like, I don't think I'm going to comment. Where you at, Chewy?
Where you at?
But Chewy knows. Chewy knows my email. I'm gonna get. He was the last one. He was the last one.
Crazy,
so,
crazy.
And look, these are just surprise ones. It happens. There he is. Chewy, I'm gonna send yours out, big dog. I know. Look at Jeff. Look at Jeff. Look at Jeff. He bought a serious IT guy. Oh man.
This is worse.
Chewy, I'll send yours out. I already got your information because you got the last one. I'll send yours out, man. But again, hey, it's just a surprise one. Again,
my guy does good work, Jeff. My guy does good work.
apparently. So, look, hey, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you double tap that screen. Even though Chewy's the most hated man in Raider Nation right now, but double tap that screen. If you guys are around tomorrow, if you guys you're viewing it now or later, tailgate the Tailgater Tavern Monday night for the game tomorrow. We're gonna watch it there, but definitely tap in with us, man.
Did you spell it with the U or with the E at the end? It kind of maybe you threw off the servers, LS.
Oh man. But yeah, Severe man, let everybody know what you got popping, what you got going on throughout the week.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, True Social, Twitch, Kick, everywhere. The Severe Raider. I'm here going live with my guys, Chris and 805. Obviously, Chris is missing action. We put it at APB for Chris. Now, if anybody that follows Chris, man, you see him posting some of the most beautiful views you've ever seen in your life. He's living his best life. He probably ain't watched the Raider presser, watched the Raider game, and I don't know how long, man. So, he's doing his thing. But Sunday and Wednesdays is 805 and Chris in the Raider War Room, and Tuesdays and Thursdays with my guy Pharaoh with the Round of Shield and the 50-50 show. I'll probably do a post game tomorrow. With the Cowboys after that game. Hopefully, we'll see. Hopefully, it's the desired outcome for the proper results. Everybody knows what time it is. SS. So hopefully that's the outcome tomorrow. But either way, probably post game tomorrow, man. So tap in with your boy.
Yeah, man. What a romper, man. Appreciate you popping in here. I know, Jeff. Jeff, just take some time away. Just take some time away, or just go yell at Chewy. What up, Assassin's Creed? What's going on, man? So, look, you guys know I'm 805 Raider, Real Talk, Raider Nation. I just go live with my guys. I'll jump on and do some lives. I haven't been doing some just videos. Because, look, I actually enjoy doing the lives, to be dead honest with you. I like chopping up with you guys. We definitely appreciate all the support, everything that you guys do. And you guys always popping in. And so it'll change, guys. I promise you. It will change. Next time, I might just block Chewy for just one live. That's all I'm going to do, one time. Jesus Christ,
look,
Chewy.
The bitter taste of defeat and the sweet taste of victory.
It's good times, man. So, hey, appreciate you guys. Double tap that screen. We go live on Sundays, like tonight. We go live on Wednesdays. We're gonna do breakdowns of the games. We chop it up again. Even though if we continue to lose, we definitely got to definitely take a look at players that we want to prioritize in the offseason, in free agency. Do we want to bring them back? Do we want to move on from them? That's why we continue to break down game film. So appreciate you guys. Man, enjoy the rest of Sunday. Don't give Chew too much hate. All right. He's it's kind of not his fault. It's someone's IT guy. We just never know. So, guys, hey, have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Tap in with us. We're gonna break down some game film. Have a good one, guys. We're out of here. Peace.